All right, shalom, shalom.
Shalom. Shalom.
Before we get started with this lesson, we want to give all honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh.
Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash.
Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. Peace and salutation to the elect that's out here laboring in all truth and sincerity. To you, we say shalom.
Shalom.
All right.
So, hey, me and the brothers were just talking about earlier, man, we're watching Esau, Edom, start to scramble and grasp at straws right now because they understand that seeing Jake rise up, it reminds them where their natural place in the order of the world is, man. All right, so everything we see happening, all the pushback, the things that you see coming from the ADL, the censorship that we're about to face, the ultimate persecution we're about to see, it's all Esau fighting against prophecy because they know that once this time comes, once Yasharallah gets reestablished in the land, they're going to be put into a captivity for that 1,000 years and then be done away with, man. There'll be no remembrance of Esau either.
This has this devil in terrible fear, man. Because when you come into this truth and you understand everything and why this devil is doing what he's doing, you start to see that this devil really is in fear, man. All right? Because hey, Israel coming back to their rights of the mind, all right, that spells the end for him because he knows that when in this final captivity, that when Israel is woken up and risen up, that's it. All right, his ass is going in the chain, man.
This is Revelation 11:11. And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from the Most High entered into them.
Right, because we understand. In fact, before we even go into that, let's Jeremiah and 2 Thessalonians 2. All right, because we have to understand that according to prophecy, there was going to come a point in time that Israel was going to fall away, man. All right, and when that happened, all right, these damn devils, they hopped on that opportunity and took full advantage of that shit. All right,
the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thy heritage.
And how did that happen? All right, because of our sins, when we got rounded
up we gotta buy
over on the western coast of Africa. All right, Ham, Ishmael, and Esau, mainly the Amalekites. All right, they all banded together. You can hold that song, baby. They all banded together, all right, to come against us and round us up on those slave ships and put us in captivity, man. All right, because you Ishmaelites, all right, you pretty much was the spearhead about, going about, setting up how you was going to come get us. All right, Amalek financed it, and then Ham was the one that was rounding us up. But you had some of our people that was doing it too, though, man.
Yep.
Okay?
And it says, Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 4, and thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thy heritage that I have gave thee.
Right. Because we were going to discontinue because, see, Israel had a perpetual spirit of backsliding, man. All right? Because when you go into the history, Israel always get put in captivity from the Egyptians to the Babylonians to the Assyrians to the Medo-Persian Empire to the Romans, the Greeks, on down to us, man. All right? We had our rulerships a little bit in between, under the rule of King David. All right? King Solomon had his 40 years. Okay? Then fast forward after the Roman Empire. All right, we had our rulership, what they deem as the Dark Ages, where they try to tell you that during that period there was no information being reported because they didn't want you three so-called Negroes to know that you ruled over there in England, Denmark, in that area, man. All right, the Anglo-Saxons, the Danes, all right, the so-called Vikings, what's some more?
The Russians, even the Russian Empire, the Scotlands, even Irish.
Those were us.
Yeah, there was Jake, man. Brits.
The Knights,
yeah.
Those were Jakes, man.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah, and they called it what? The Byzantine Empire, which means backwards.
Yeah.
But it was really just the Holy Roman Empire ruled by Jake.
So-called.
So-called.
Our people still going on. Because a lot of the components you see in Christianity and Catholicism stem from the Byzantine Empire, which you had rulers such as Constantine, all right, with the Council of Nicaea, which helped perpetuate and push, all right, a lot of the philosophies and stuff that's out upon right now. This is today's era, man.
Right. And it says, and I will cause thee to serve thy enemies in the land which thou knowest not.
Right, and that's why we're over here in the Americas, all right, the land of bitter. All right, that's when America go back to. All right, when America Vespucci conquered these lands and he named his land after himself, America, his name actually means bitter. This is a bitter captivity that we have been forced to serve into, man. All right.
And it says, for ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever.
Right, and that forever was just a point in time, which the Lord's anger is beginning to come off of us now. That's why we see the Spirit coming upon brothers and sisters and are coming back, waking up and coming back into the truth, man.
Yep.
All right, but in the midst of all that, Esau is trying his hardest to try to keep this truth suppressed, man. All right, this is why you seeing, you know, all these different movements that have came and went. All right, Jake was Moors. All right, Jake was Muslim. Jake was Christian. Jake tried to back the African movement. Jake tried, you know, no justice, no peace. They tried Malcolm X. They tried everything. But none of that shit really worked because the script, y'all know what they're saying in Psalms where except the Lord build the house? You know? None of that shit was going to come to pass because that was not our way out. Because when you read the curses, Deuteronomy 28 and 68 tells you that it says that no man shall buy you. And that word buy means redeem, which goes into save. No man was going to save us from this condition that we're in except for Yahweh Shai because that's his name. Yahweh Shai means he delivered, he's the deliverer, man. Y'all brothers got something.
I got the precept for you. This is Psalm chapter 127 and verse 1. Except the Lord Yahweh build the house, they labor in vain that build it.
Right, so unless Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is behind that, you know, that movement being, you know, being used to uplift our people, then it's all gonna come into vain. That's why everything that you have seen Jake do all failed. All right? Because Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai wasn't behind it.
Right.
The Mexican
The Lord orchestrated our punishment to not be our destruction, but to serve as a punishment for us to remember our sins and come back shamefaced, man. All right? Again, that's what the word repentance means, to turn back. What are we to turn back to? The strongholds. That's what the Lord has deemed appropriate for our people to thrive and live in society. All right, if we try to do elsewise, you see what happened to our people up until this very point.
Yeah, niggas got gunned down. The scripture tell you that smite the sheep, smite the shepherd, and the sheep come scattered. And that's what you are seeing. Jake has been moved to any and everywhere, man. Because all these leaders that you so-called trusted in, all right, when the Most High put the spirit on Esau and whacked them niggas, all right, Jake went into a whole different way of thinking. Jake charged Christianity. He saw okay, that wasn't the way, all right. And the civil rights, Malcolm, MLK, all right, fuck we talking about. Let's go Malcolm X. Malcolm X got smoked. Okay, we're gonna go whatever else Jake ran into, man. All right,
Jake at the point the world is blatantly tapping into Satanism. Jake is just like, fuck it, we gonna go all the way left.
We're in a time to where they say majority, mainly women, but a majority of people are leaving the church and tapping into witchcraft, like what brother just said, man.
Especially the Judite one. That's what
Black woman, man.
she's fully indulging in.
When that show you that Eve had to be a goddamn black woman, man. Because that was Eve. When Eve got tempted by Satan, by the serpent, all right, he introduced her to witchcraft, man. Feminism, that's witchcraft, man. All right? Whether you realize that or not.
Feminism, the liberation of the woman, that's contrary to what the Lord said.
Because you tapping into spirits, all right, that whole, you know, feminazi, you know, all that those are demonic spirits that are moving you out the direction that you were created to be in, man. Because you women, whether you want to be it or not, you are supposed to be in order under your man. You know, that's your role. And you wonder why a lot of you bitches out here is unhappy. Because you going outside your role, just like you niggas. You outside your role, man. Because a lot of you paying to these bitches, man. Go ahead.
Had a little bit more on the verse. Psalms 127 and 1 in the latter. Except the Lord Yahweh keep the city, the watchman waketh, but in vain.
Watchman waketh in vain, man. Because see, you're looking for a false dream. You're looking for a false vision because, like MLK did with you niggas, man, he rocked you. He was a punk, and the Rothschilds used him to bring forth a false dream to rock you back to sleep. Because whether you realize it or not, man, the Bible is not with equality. One nation, all right, has always been above the other nations. And that nation is the nation of Israel. But even amongst, all right, us in our captivity, that showed forth that equality was never in the cards, man. Because you had a nation that was ruined during that certain time period that was superior to all the rest of the nations. So where's equality when you look at history, man? Okay? Pharaoh he wasn't trying to push equality, all right? He had slaves, all right? Nebuchadnezzar and the different kings of the Babylonians and the Assyrians, they weren't with equality, man.
Think about the world we live in now.
It's not equality.
There's still no fucking equality.
No, and now the people are starting to see that, man. Now the people are in a state of perplexity and crying out. Because even amongst these Edomites, they're seeing that they didn't have a fair chance.
Right.
They see that they got the shorter end of the stick, man. That's why you have your so-called truthers. Because why? Because they're like, damn, they really just gonna take our shit now. We're already under press. These people on this sign that got a position of culpability. But now this devil just coming for us. We can't even afford to pay our bills.
That was an angle that the serpent sold to Jake in this society. You know, you could be equal to me. Let me give you your just due for 300 years of slavery. I got you. Don't worry about it. I'll give you a nice little 401k, a pension. I'll give you some investments into some portfolio. You know what I'm saying? Maybe get you a car or two, a house, right? And if Jake is under that trance, but as the brother had made mention, right, that was all a ploy for Esau to pretty much lull Jake to sleep, all right? But now he's starting to see, like you said, Jake started to snap out of that shit.
Got one for you. This is Proverbs chapter 14, verse 15. It says, the simple believe of every word.
The simple believe every word, and there's a lot of people out here that are simple-minded as all hell, as the scriptures say, man. Because these people will believe every word. That if y'all know where that is in the book of Sirach, where if a great man, they'll exalt his words to the clouds, right? Okay.
It says Proverbs chapter 14, verse 15. I'm reading NLT. It said, only simpletons believe everything they're told.
Yep.
Is that not what you see amongst the Babylonians, these damn Americans?
Yep.
Is that not what you see, especially amongst the people on this sign, man?
Yep.
They was the ones that was first ones running down their ass to Egypt to get that damn cur activated, man.
Niggas had the sleeve rolled
They
up
had the
already.
sleeve rolled up,
The
man.
doctor ain't even had to roll the bitch up.
Hey, I like that fat ass Jake bitch. Man, that video.
I don't care what's in it.
Look, she was like, I'm sticking my arm out. Here.
Idiot, he's
It would have pork rinds in out on the table. Because that just showing you the simple minds of Jake, how the simplicity of a nigga, man.
Right.
Jake is very, very simple, man. Jake is as that's why the Lord likened to our people as sheep, man. If you don't have no shepherd, they're just gonna go anyway, man.
They're like you said, they're like sheep. Because when you look at sheep in the wild, you know, they don't have somebody, you know, herding them in a certain direction. They're just wandering everywhere.
Yep.
All over the mountain.
Falling off the cliff and shit. No order, just everyone and boom, boom.
Like
But
that
that's
video,
the truth, man.
I show you, that's niggas. That's that video you had the sheep that was stuck in the crack. The nigga went and took the sheep out, that motherfucker went, jumped around, got right back stuck. That's niggas, man.
Yep, that's niggas. We'll finish it out. It says, but the Putin man looketh well to his going, man. And that's the mindset you see amongst brothers, man. We look well to our going, man. The scriptures say never trust our enemy, man. And we follow and we take heed to that, man. Why? Because the Lord said that man never changes, man. Esau Edom, man. What in your simple ass mind you thought Esau Edom was gonna change? Oh, now we need Donald Trump backing off. But what you just said, fuck Donald, you were just doing your little crib walk, seat walk with Nipsey and YG, talking about he wasn't shit. But now here you niggas for Trump. That's the simplicity of niggas, man. That's how you know that the Lord is talking about you nigga like two Native Americans, man. You keep constantly going away from your power, man, trying to take heed to this damn devil when you shouldn't be doing shit like that.
Don't learn, man.
Never learn, man.
It's just laying back on the Spirit, Brother Sin right now. It's Jeremiah 14:10. Thus said the Lord unto this people, thus have they loved to wander. They have not refrained their feet. Therefore the Lord doth not accept them. He will now remember their iniquity and visit their sins. So as we see, Jake loves to wander, man. Jake they're willing to go into any doctrine, any philosophy known to man. If they present it to you in a tasty way according to this world, no, Jake is biting onto it, man. And we see that every single day, man. That's why, Jake, they'll forego coming to learn their true heritage, but then they'll go and learn Egyptology. They'll go learn astrology.
Jake, go on with it.
Exactly.
Jake, I'm gonna say real quick, is that Jake could go Muslim and will dive into that Arabic like it's nothing. All right, but then you got niggas that come into the truth. And that Hebrew, man, that was back then. We don't speak Hebrew no more, man. That ain't man. That's that gibberish.
Yeah, what you speaking now ain't real language. English is a bastard tongue, man.
Especially American.
Yeah, American English is a
Yeah,
bastard
because
tongue.
you look at, if you go over to England and you talk, they laugh at Americans because they look at this American English as broken English, man.
Yeah.
You know? So that shows you that, hey, that you gotta, when you fully come into everything or something, you gotta go all the way in. That's why the scriptures tell you, be not ignorant in any matter, whether small or great, man. You know?
I got one real quick on Jake. This is Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 6. My people have been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray. They have turned them away on the mountains. They have gone from mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting place.
Right, because that's your leader that has scattered our people all over the place. Because when you come to, once again, understanding how this devil operates, going back to J. Edgar Hoover, he said that there will never be another black leader unless we make one. The whole Judas and the Black Messiah thing, man. All right, because they understand that if you allow a Jake to pretty much rise up, that's not under his control, that's dangerous to Edomites, man.
Just like right now with a little taste of what Dion done to Colorado. Them damn Edomites can't stand that shit. They upset. They like, damn, now next year all the players is going to Colorado. But is that not the same shit Nick Saban and all these other damn coaches do? But now you see a brother in a successful role and actually trying to motivate his own to actually get out the hood. They don't like that shit.
They don't like seeing a strong so-called black man with influence.
Yep.
All right, but I would say in his right mind. But I mean, for that field, he is in his right mind.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, that breeds inferiority to Esau, man. All right, because like that fucking Edomite that called in on Tariq Rashid's show. All right, he said that they don't like seeing that because it was like coaching. It was like the last thing that they had left. Speaking of Esau, so if they see a black coach excelling at his craft, that's going to begin to move them out the way.
Yep.
That's why you don't see many black coaches up in the NFL, up in the NBA, in college, man. All right? Because Esau knows that he can't compete physically.
That looks like so much fun.
So now you got to use
the
the mental mechanics to try to control these players. But at the end of the day, we're in the age now to where, I'll just use basketball for an example. Them niggas don't even coach.
No.
Players is the coach. Steph Curry. You think Steve Curry's telling nigga what to do? He's running his offense. LeBron damn sure running whatever team he runs.
You run the damn organization.
Rondo, all these different players, these coaches ain't nothing but figureheads, man.
Yep.
All right, so like Esau was saying, all right, that makes them feel small when they see a Jake in a position of power like that, man.
They a little crazy, don't mind us.
How much more when it actually comes to us being in our right state of mind?
Exactly, man. That's that fear. That's that fear. They be like, damn, you can't do nothing against it, man. That's why they don't want you coming back to this book, man. If you start to come back to this book and tap into your true power, man, you're gonna start to separate yourself from this society.
And that's why they set up leaders to make it seem like they're for your cause, but you find out it's a hand in their back, man. They are puppets, man. I got that for you real quick. This is Sirach 23. It says, when a rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue, and look, what he saith, they extol it to the clouds.
Right. Whenever our people hear somebody of prominence speak, as the brother has said, these people that you see that are set up, these leaders, these figureheads of Israel, all right, they're all controlled under the rulership of Esau. All right, as the scriptures speak about, they've made a covenant with death. All right, and that covenant, that agreement that they made, it entails them not allowing Jake to ever get to a place where they start to think and operate for themselves. They want you to be completely submissive to this reign of Esau.
They want you to be fully programmed into a way of thinking that they approve of.
Right.
Because when you start having our people begin to speak outside of the programming that they have set up, that's when Esau has a problem.
That nigga has a whole opposition team that is just geared through the media to just straight up derail whatever you have going on, to try and shame-face you, to gaslight, to defamate. He goes hard with it, man.
Yeah, they got a whole.
Perfect example. You had back a couple years ago with Steph Curry, when he was like, I think it was the moon landing. I think he said.
It was the moon landing.
Yeah, he's like, the moon landing was fake, which it is fake.
Yeah.
Because if the moon landing was real, why the fuck these niggas they never went back?
If the moon landing was real, why the hell the flag was swinging?
Exactly. No gravity, right?
Right.
No gravity,
And the
right?
flag just moving.
And then they expose the nigga, the boots they got on display ain't even the right damn boots, man. Esau, man, you was terrible, dog.
So they let you know how you doing. They let you know that shit's a lie. So when he spoke on that shit, what happened? All right, he got blasted in the media, man.
Yep.
And then you had the coon nigga Stephen A. Smith, all right, and all these other motherfuckers had the goddamn Steph Curry, man. You was Davidson, you should know better. You know, you pristine D1 school, you got a good education, all right. Right, because that's when you start speaking outside of what they want you to know about, and you actually get Jake's mind, the gears start turning in their mind. I said, nah, you gotta stop that. That's when they had to bring in all the bullshit, especially when you come to the truth, man.
Yep.
All right, when Nick Cannon, Deshaun Jackson, who's some more niggas? Ice Cube, all these niggas, they start speaking about the truth. Oh man, that smear campaign had to go in overdrive, man.
Niggas had to apologize, man.
You know, and then every single time you gotta bring this ugly ass little small hat nigga go and goddamn talk to these people, man. You know?
That goes back to them exalting these people that are on high. They exalt whatever these leaders say, despite them not really having any strong influence. Like really, they have strong influence, but the influence that they have is not on the pretense of your well-being.
It's not back on shit.
It's really to destroy you. Now, you made mention of Steph Curry getting a great education at Davidson. When you go into the word education, it goes into child rearing. All right, because your education is what allows you to live a lifestyle based upon whatever you were brought up believing. Now,
you gotta draw it out.
right now, I just wanted to get a quick precept before we go back to that. Proverbs 22:6. Train up a child in the way he should go. So, child rearing, education. These people, they're not willing to detach from it because that's how they were brought up.
Right. When you go into college, all right, college back then in the ancient times was when you would teach the scriptures.
Yep.
The college that you see today is nothing more than indoctrination to get you prepared, all right, to walk that path of being a slave, man.
Yep.
Right.
Even when you go into the science field, that was all back on the scriptures.
Yeah.
That was all back.
Actual scientists back in the early parts of America,
Yeah.
all right, to validate what they thought was true, they went back to the scriptures. Now you see these modern day scientists, they're nothing more than just witches, man. Witches and
witches
warlocks,
warlocks,
man.
yeah. They just making up shit.
And when he is old, he will not depart from it.
Right, because you're gonna be, it's gonna be ingrained in you.
Yep.
Why do you think they targeted these children at an early age with all these damn different agendas, these Mo agendas and everything else, man?
Yep.
Because
Brother Cornwall will be speaking on that.
they understand that around like the age of like 2 to like they get around like what, 2 to what? 2 to about 10. All right, that's the most when their brain is most susceptible to information. Because children are like sponges, man. You can put whatever in front of them, and they're gonna soak it all up. That's why when you see a lot of children, to know if their how their parents are, you just watch how their children act, man.
Oh yeah.
You know, the little nigga is disorderly. You know, if he don't listen, you can tell because their parents ain't shit, man. You know, they don't discipline them, man. All right. So how much more when you train up a child in righteousness, man? Which is why, and you can hold that Judith 5 on deck. All right, they don't want us being trained up in the ways of righteousness, man, because that's detrimental unto what Esau wants niggas to be. Because they want niggas to be like Tyrone. That's why they put that movie out. They call him Tyrone to show you this is our plan for you, and it is worked to perfection, man. I got pencils out. So back in Ecclesiasticus, Sirach 13:23, when a rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue, and look what he said. They extol to the clouds, But
Whether
if,
good or bad, indifferent, they don't care. They're gonna hold it in high regard.
and they don't fact check shit. This is why you see a lot of these children, all right, they're more satanic than they ever been, because a lot of these figureheads that we have up for our nation now are blatant Satanists now.
I like this one.
All right, they don't care. Doja Cat just made a whole fucking album, pretty much letting you know how she worshiping the devil, and you bitches just in there just jamming that shit.
Just rocking.
Turn me
They under a trance, man.
Because we're at a point now to where niggas, Jake, the Israelite man, Esau has wiped his hands. He's good job. They done.
Yeah.
Now they're putting the finishing touch on these Israelite women now, man.
Yeah.
All right, that's why you see the Sexy Red, the Sukianas,
Yep.
the Cardi B, Nicki Minaj. They didn't Beyonce. They
just
didn't have
outta
their
here,
time, man.
man.
Now these current female rappers, these bitches, they're rapping just straight up, just stop rap.
Yeah, just
Whatever
even
vulgar
name
shit you can say, they're gonna
put
put
it
it
on
in
radio.
the
These
rhyme,
girls
bro.
are just dumping it.
And these bitches just dance to that shit, not even caring, bro. It says, but if the poor man speak, they say, what fellow is this? And if he stumble, they will help to overthrow him. And that's what we see. And we out here telling our women, stop being whores. Nigga, the bitches like, who the fuck is this nigga? Who are you?
Are you in women's business?
Right.
That's how
How
they
dare
look.
you? It's my body, my choice, nigga. All right, and then you got the men. All right, we telling our men, all right, that straighten their ass up, man, to get right. And they like, yo, whose man is this?
Yeah, get your man's.
Hey, fuck this nigga, man. I'm about to go smoke this blunt, man.
Yeah, I'm about to
You know?
roll up me an LB. Get your man's, B.
You know, Jake don't give a fuck, man.
That's a mindset of a
All right,
lost nigga, man.
but that goes to show you that the Most High has our people's minds blocked, man.
Yep.
Because you have been perfectly indoctrinated. Real quick, get Ephesians 2 and 2 real quick. And we'll grab the 2. Our people have been fully indoctrinated from Satan. All right?
This is Ephesians chapter 2, verse 2. It says, wherein time past ye walked according to the course of this world.
Right. We were once lost in this shit, man.
Yeah. Oh,
All
yeah.
right, we was out here, smoking weed, wilding out. We ain't got to go into all what we was doing. We was out here wilding, man.
These are like towards the people.
Yeah, we were in the same mindset as these niggas.
Yep.
All right, go ahead.
It says, whereunto at time past ye have walked according to the course according to this world, to the prince of the power of the air.
Yeah, we was in the course of this world. We were voting.
Yep.
All right, hey, we was into college, going to school. All right, we was trying to pursue the so-called American dream. All right, go ahead.
It was fully indoctrinated.
Go on.
Out of there. It says, the prince of the power of the air, the spirit that now worketh in the children of
Yeah,
disobedience.
because the prince of the power of the air, which is the spiritual demon Satan, all right, who has used his physical counterpart, the so-called white man, all right, to push forth his agenda. And our people are fully indoctrinated in it, man.
Yep.
That's why you see everybody, is gay. Everybody is pretty much, lawless, man. Everybody is on demon time. Because the prince of the power of the air got them out of these people, man. And a lot of these jakes, man, they're too far gone. All right? These bitches are out of here, man. All right?
It says, among whom also we all had our conversation in time past in the lust of our flesh, fulfilling the desires of the flesh and of the mind, and were by nature the children of wrath, even as others.
Yeah, but the Most High, through His mercy, pulled us out of that, man. All right, we were no longer ensnared by the pitfall that Esau has set up for Jacob to fall into, because it's various avenues. You ain't even gotta be in the goddamn so-called criminal life. You could be a God-fearing Christian, a Jehovah's Witness, a Muslim. You could be whatever. That's still a pitfall. All right, because that's not of the Lord. And so Esau doesn't care if you rear your child up into those ways of thinking, because that's part of the matrix, man.
It's the book of Judah, chapter 5, and verse 17. And it reads, and whilst they said not.
Go up a little bit, Scott, and then hold that Psalm 83.
So Judah, chapter 5, and verse 15.
Matter of fact, get Psalm 83 first. And this is going to lead up into that, because what you got to come to understand But you like, man, why is it like this, man? Why is it that no matter what we do as a people, it seems like nothing works? It seems that, well, all we gotta do is come together. That's never gonna happen. Because see, Esau has so much ingrained, all right, this wickedness, this awfulness into our people's minds that I don't give a fuck how many of you Jakes band together. There's always gonna be one bad apple out the bunch, whether he's nigga straight out from Satan or Esau put him in there where his COINTELPRO. There's gonna be something to make sure that shit doesn't go come to fruition. Right?
This is the book of Psalms.
Miseducated.
Exactly.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 83. I start at verse 1. Keep thou, O silence, O power. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O power. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
Yeah, our enemies have made a pact with one another, all right, to come against who? The Israelites, man.
Yep.
All right? Go ahead.
Verse 3, it says, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
Yeah, they have took a crafty counsel against the Lord and his people. And what's this crafty counsel?
Judah chapter 5 and verse 15. So they dwelt in the land of the Amorites, and they destroyed by their strength all them of Esbon, and passing over Jordan, they possessed all the hill country.
Because when you go into the preface of this chapter, this is the Syrian. He was Holofernes, I believe his name. He was a general. And he was pretty much, trying to make all the neighboring nations worship him or reverence him. All right? And it was like, well, everybody's doing it except for the Israelites, man. And he was inquiring, who are these people, man? And they're giving him, this Ammonite that stepped up, giving him a synopsis on our backstory. Go ahead.
And they cast forth before them the Canaanite, the Pharisite, and the Jebusite, and the Sigmite, and all the Girgashites, and they dwelt in that country many days.
Right, so he was going into our history of how we moved them Hamites, all right, out of our land, how we conquered them, and how the Lord had us putting in the flight, man. Okay?
And whilst they sinned not before their power, they prospered.
Yep.
Because the power that hated iniquity was with them. But when they departed from the way which he appointed them, they were destroyed in many battles very sore.
So these heathens know, all right, where our source of power lies in, man. They know that if we are fully tapped into righteousness, that we're unstoppable, man. All right, we're pretty much, you're not going to be able to take us down, in lack of a better word, man. But if you get us at a point to where we're sinning against our Lord, that's when it's open season on Israel, man. All right, and this is why when you go into the way that Babylon has been set up, this is a place to where sin is at the door of everything that you do. All right?
Shadow of death.
The valley of the shadow of death, man. All right?
They say that we're destroyed very sore, which means we separate ourselves from our power. We're susceptible to anything and everything, man. No, we get destroyed easily. That's why you see Jake, being killed at all-time rates. That's why you see Jake are the ones, who are the forefront of whatever wickedness that you see going on in the earth, man. Because when we're not going after Yahweh Shem Shai, we can get taken by everything, man.
Now, get the picture up, back you up. This is Psalm 62 and verse 4. They only consult to cast him down from his excellency. And that's the gathering, the consultation that they had amongst each other, man. To separate us, to divide us from our Lord, right? From our power.
That goes into a lot of avenues. It's like
Right.
I was going to say that ties into these summits that they have all the time.
Yep.
yeah, because the way that you Jakes think was actually brought together in these meetings, man. All right, from the clothes that you wear, all right, the music that you listen to, like I said, the education that is given unto you, everything was cultivated strategically by Amalekites, man.
Shit, hey, even the dude that's on might be on the deathbed, Crazy Bone. He said it. He had the meetings with these people that was basically had business with the prisons, and they wanted them to push out music to fill up the prisons, man.
Yeah.
Is that not what you seen take place today?
You have a thing what they call what the school to prison pipeline.
Yeah.
You know, to where literally they understand that a lot of these jakes come from broken homes, and so the neighborhood that these jakes are raised up in, they leave out opportunities for you to end up in situations to where the cops can come get you, man. All right, to where you end up dead. All right.
Let's say, I was watching a documentary going into propaganda and its role in the so-called black communities, and pretty much the synopsis was it takes about 10 to 15 years to destroy a generation.
Yeah,
right?
subversion.
Exactly. So all this, they put it in your mind as if these are your own thoughts, right? These are all things that you think that you want to do, but it's been ingrained in you from a child.
Right.
As we were mentioning earlier.
It's witchcraft.
And that's why they are able to do these things by first introducing a television into your homes, man. All right, because at first it started with just the TV in the living room. All right, the one big TV. They didn't have a color back then. All right, then eventually it got made into to where the TV in every room. All right, you got the flash screens, the dim light, all that, the blue lights, all these different things. So now it's computers, phones, laptops. You got screens everywhere, man.
Yeah.
And that literally it dulls your pretty much your perception of the real world. Because if you're constantly being put in front of a TV, of a screen, you're in front of a screen. Your attention has now been put inside the matrix. You're no longer concerned with things in the world. This is why these people are consumed with bullshit now, man. Celebrities.
They're being programmed. As you go into the TV and things like that, that's all programming, man. That's all dealing with witchcraft, man. And that's Esau Edom doing that from a child up, man.
And that's why I'm going back to what the brother was saying. They have done this on purpose to keep us from coming into our power, coming to our excellency, man.
Yeah.
I got a piece of the back up that point. Training up from a child. This is Proverbs 2 and 6. It says, "Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it."
Yeah.
And they know that by training your children up in this Western mindset, that they can, inevitably grow up to be little demons, man.
Yeah, because look what's in the TV shows now, man. You got Moism. Yeah, you got both. Mainly Moism is in the cartoons now.
Yep.
It's in the little baby cartoons, man.
Yeah.
You know,
Mommy, daddy,
motherfuckers
and
got
shit.
two dads, two moms.
Yep.
All right, the nigga like another little boy in school.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, bro? This shit is
too much.
it's wicked, man. But this is all by design, man.
Yeah.
All right, to keep you jakes in perpetual sin and move the man out the house to make these nigga bitches. All right, the head of the household. Now the family's being ran by a matriarch, the big mama. All right, well, all her bad decisions have curtailed the family to the horrible lifestyle that they live now. All right, Jake, look at that movie Soul Food and reference that shit
like Big Mama's a hoe. What you talking
Big
about?
Mama
Big
literally
running around here.
introduces you to a lifestyle which is known as high blood pressure, gout, disease, and they tell you that's hereditary. No, it's not, motherfucker. That's a lifestyle choice. And if you go outside of that, all right, it breaks so-called generational curses.
That's just Jake.
That term in itself is stupid, man. Generational curses. When you move opposite of what you was taught from your family, you see that the so-called generational curses break.
Yeah, I got something. This is Isaiah chapter 59, verse, I started 1.2. Behold, the Lord's hand is not shortened that it cannot save, neither his ear heavy that it cannot hear. And the Lord is hearing our cries and prayers, man. And the Lord hears all the bullshit that's taking place in the society, especially amongst your tribes, man. It says, but your iniquities have separated between you and your power. Your sins have hid his face from you that he will not hear you.
Your aid and your solution to your problems is right between you being a nigga
Yep.
and you having that ability to reach out to your power, because the Lord ain't finna hear the prayers of the sinners.
No.
He only hearing the prayers of his beloved saints, which have repented and believe in his word, man.
Which is all he's telling you to do is just turn back and obey me. It's like that, which is funny. I was watching the Elder with the Dallas last night. He had this fucking demon bitch come up, and they're trying to, deal with her. And Elder Yashwan was like, look, all you gotta do is just obey. She was like, fuck that. straight like that. But fuck that. It was like, that's all people, men and women are like that, man. When it comes to your how about shit outside, they disorderly or disorder, all right. That breeds so-called better results in their mind than listen to the Lord.
That's right.
Listen to the Lord means you gotta stop doing things.
Yeah. Hey, shit. Can I grab that real quick? It's because that's what this is.
That's
right
what the
here.
heathen wants you to do, though.
Yeah.
You're feeding right into it. Yes.
More nigga shit.
This-
Keep it up.
This is John.
And why you think you're rewarded? All right. That faggot. What's the nigga? Play NBA. Was Jason Collins? Twin. That faggot nigga came out. Oh, I'm the first openly gay NBA player. They gave that nigga an award. All right. Michael Sam. Get that nigga
Oh
praise.
man, don't even bring that shit.
You know,
Damn.
all these, hey, you
Fucking
get
draft.
praise, all right, for wickedness, man.
Yeah, Bruce. Yeah,
Oh,
Bruce.
I was talking about Jay.
Yeah. Niggas, man.
It says they follow us like great
All
diggers.
they say is ridiculous, man. And that's where follow goes back to you.
This is John chapter 3, verse 19. This is the condemnation that light is coming to the world, but men love darkness rather than light because their deeds were evil. And that's everything brothers is going into, man. And that's Jake, man. That was it. Like you said, that was a nigga woman, man. Here it is, they tell them to come into righteousness, just obey and submit yourself to the Lord. She said, hell no, she didn't want to do that. And that's the same mindset of a nigga, man.
Because what it was, not that, we're off the topic, but really, but the other day I was want to call that shit, because she came up, and she was like, well, why do people, they don't take accountability and all that? And he was like, yo, you got hurt by a man, didn't you? She was like, no. And then he started coming out, he started cutting, and then you could tell that he just got down and walked off. Because he made a joke. He was like, yeah, I could tell, you got hurt. He's like, yo, I know these hoes. She's like, hoes? So I'm not talking about you, I'm just saying in general. She got mad. It's like, I stopped listening. He made a joke about the hoes and she walked off.
But that's your hoe. Yeah.
I hit dog on holler, man.
The thing is, when you talking about niggas, we don't get upset. We don't include
The
ourselves.
shoe don't fit. Don't wear that motherfucker.
We don't include ourselves when we speak on these wicked ass niggas.
That bitch was Cinderella. That motherfucker fit her.
Yeah, fit her to a T, man. But that's just showing you that's the mindset of Jake, man. And anything righteous, anything far as your pen, Jake is not doing that, man.
Because
Jake
Jake
is
don't
cool.
want to take accountability.
No accountability, man. That's showing you that's the mindset of the damn nigga woman.
Because like we went into last week, Jake's so fixated on the fruit of the issue instead of understanding what the root of the issue is. Nigga, you are the problem. You don't make change until you change yourself, man. All right, and that's even on a carnal level, man. All right, if you want a goddamn slump because your ass can't take care of your finances because you bad with money, that shit ain't gonna change until you change yourself and you learn how to budget yourself, put yourself in a budget and learn how to learn how to work with money, man. And then over time, that'll come into play to where now you're good with money. All right.
The Israelites have a history of foregoing responsibility, foregoing accountability, foregoing any type of standard that's set. Because in doing so, you have to cut certain things off, man. But they want to be able to partake in whatever they see, man.
Hey, the answer follow off on get that scripture put off the old man. Because going into exactly what you just said, bro. You being an Israelite, Jake don't want to take that responsibility because you, knowing you're an Israelite, automatically puts great responsibility upon you.
Even the video I watched last night, it said the cowboy speaks on the Israelite. And he even said the Edomite was like, hell, I'll at least try to uphold the Sabbath day. Here it is, y'all the Lord's people. Y'all not even trying. Even a fucking heathen said, he even said that. Here it is, y'all the true people of the Bible. And he a heathen and he's trying. These niggas not even trying at all, man. A confusion of faith. No, his life corner, but that just showing you the mindset of Jake, man.
That's a good point, though. Because you, knowing you're an Israelite, you are thus being put in the duty of being a judge.
Yeah.
Do we have
Right?
one more to have?
Hey, you are one of many Captain Planets on the earth. All right?
So Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 22. Started in.
Hey, I don't know if y'all remember Captain Planet, man. Captain Planet, they had the kids that put the ring on, and they put the rings on. Captain Planet would come out, and he'd pretty much like protect on the earth. That's us. That's us, man. Lord, we're the world, the elect. Each and every one of you brothers, you got that spiritual ring on, and you're calling for Captain Planet, which would be your house man.
Yep.
All right, which is going to come and bring order back to the planet, man. Go ahead.
Ephesians 4:22. That ye put off concerning the former conversation, the old man.
The old man, the nigga that was born here in Babylon the Great in sin, man. You gotta put that dude off, man.
You gotta let him go.
You gotta kill that nigga. You know?
Take him around the back. Put one in his head, man.
Bring that nigga before the court.
Hey, you seen the movie Old Yeller? You know, that's that old man. The nigga got rabies. He over here biting and snapping at you in the cage. You gotta kill that nigga, man.
Yeah.
Or else he gonna get you sick, and then you gonna get put to death by one of these death angels out here, man. Continuing on. It says, put ye off concerning the former conversation, the old man, which is corrupt according to the deceitful lust.
Right. You're of no use to Yahweh by Shem Yahushua in your old way of thinking, man. Because the scriptures tell you that Yahweh by Shem Yahushua is not a power of the dead, man. He's the power of the living. Alright? He's the true living power. He wants living beings to worship him. Because you can't give praise from the grave, man. Go ahead.
And be renewed in the spirit of your mind.
Be renewed, be refreshed. Alright? Get your brain washed in righteousness, man. Because you people out here, you want to talk about we brainwashed. No, you niggas is brain dirty. Alright, because the true baptism, alright, has happened to us to where we've been cleansed from the filth of this world, man. Alright? And so therefore, we don't think like how you people think anymore, man. Alright? We're not concerned about the 2024 election. We don't give a damn if Biden or Trump get in, man. You know, both the niggas is devil, but if you want to have an honest opinion, I hope Trump get in there. Trump he gonna run some shit up, man.
Yeah.
You know? But Biden could be in this motherfucker and fuck shit up. Either way, something gonna happen.
Both of these niggas are senile.
Exactly.
Either
You
way,
know?
either way, prophecy is gonna come.
That's it. All right? We're not concerned about how life's gonna be 10, 20 years down the line. We don't want America to be around that goddamn long, man. Because if this shit be there, hey, you be living out real life Black Mirror stories, man. Niggas goddamn sitting in a 4x4 set, all right, in the goddamn with the VR into the Matrix, for real, man.
Eating roaches.
Having sex with VR.
Yeah, eating roaches.
You have a
Sticky
goddamn-
rag near them every day. Nobody wants that shit, man. Ain't nobody, that ain't living, man.
Oh my God.
That ain't living, dog. That ain't living, dog.
Can't be lying.
This can't be living.
Go ahead.
Ephesians 4:24. And that you put on the new man, which after the Most High is created in righteousness and true holiness.
So the scriptures tell you to put on as the elect. Now we don't know for sure if we're of the 144,000, all right, or the 1/3, man. But at the end of the day, they have a saying in the world, you gotta fake it till you make it, man. All right, so we're gonna put on, all right, the actions as if how the elect would act out, and if we are the elect, you're gonna fit the mold. It's gonna be brought forth, and it's gonna show who the Lord is made, because we're seeing that now, man.
Yep.
All the madness that you see going on, you know, amongst our people, especially after circumcision, the Lord is making it obvious. You got the truth, man.
Yep.
Who has to be of the elect.
Tell us, hey, they shall rehearse some righteous acts. They're the ones doing that, man.
And it goes beyond keeping the laws, man.
Right.
All right? So, with that being known, man, okay, hey, Jake, you got to step into that responsibility. All right? Being Israelite is more than just friendship. It's more than just having multiple women. Which at that point, that shit is played out. I'm gonna be honest. A lot of these people ain't got shit going for them, man. I'm gonna just keep it straight.
They whack as hell.
All right? But a lot of them, all they got to offer you is box. And outside of that, you get tired of pussy after a while, man. What else do you got, man? All right, what are you bringing to the table? All right? So with that being known, man, fuck you hoes and fuck you niggas, man. Go ahead.
This is 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 10. It says, Wherefore their brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure.
Yep.
Where if ye do these things, ye shall never fail. And that's the message the brother preach going into. You gotta give diligence to make their calling and election sure. How do you give diligence, man? To go out here and teach, man. Make your body a living sacrifice. Rehearse the righteous
And/or
acts,
watch
man.
something.
You gotta push forth effort. And like we say in the world, man, you can't teach effort, man. You gotta want it, man. We can't want it for you. You gotta want it for yourself.
You ain't gonna make it to the kingdom, you know, riding off the coattails of no other man. All right? Straight Gate told you, the that path is so narrow that only one man can walk in at a time.
Yeah, he's speaking as experience. We done seen that. We done seen Jake coming to this truth just because so he can just be around brothers, just so he can think he's some type of friend, some type of organization, type of brotherhood. No, it ain't about that. It's about the doing the will of Yahweh Shemel Shah. Because when you come into this ministry, you gotta understand it ain't about yourself anymore. It's about the Lord, man. And a lot of niggas don't understand that.
You in the lot of servitude.
Yes.
The scriptures say that you were bought with a price.
Yep.
That doesn't imply free will at all. That means that you are now tied under the duties that your master requires of you.
Hey,
Yes.
bought with a price, that means you're indebted.
Yes.
You owe Yahweh Shai, we owe Yahweh Shai everything, man. Because if he didn't do what he did for us, bro, we wouldn't be here right now, man. Hey, we'd be in the earth.
Yep.
All right?
I'll get it real quick. This is Romans chapter 12, verse 2. And be not conformed to this world, but be retransformed by the renewing of your minds. Yeah, kind of. This is Romans chapter 12, verse 1. I beseech you, brethren, by the grace, and I said by the mercies of Yahweh, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, wholly acceptable unto Yahweh, which is your reasonable service, man. That's your reasonable service, man. That's the least you can do, man. At least you can sacrifice 15, 20 minutes out your day to do a video, to read, to study, check on a brother. Everything, that's all involved in part of the ministry.
Come
man.
out here and teach, man.
Yeah.
All right? Because you got a lot of guys that know the truth. Like other Monatazaka always gets on you comment board warriors, man.
Yeah.
Jake, if you can post precepts, you can do a lesson. Man.
Quick to light your, Jacob, light the live
you
up,
can
bro.
do a lesson, bro. It's not that hard, bro.
Yeah.
Turn the camera on and goddamn go in, man.
Yeah,
You need to go in for one, two precepts. That's still.
That's it. As long as it's edification, it's all about bringing forth the
You gotta
edification.
utilize your talent, man.
Yes.
The scriptures say, do good unto thyself and give the Lord his due offering. Right? So the only way that we can get any type of prosperity is to be in that lot of servitude, man. To give. No, just to give whatever we can in the spirit, whatever the Lord has blessed you with, whatever talents you have, right? Maximize that, to the best of your ability.
Because at the end of the day, man, you only got two paths you can walk.
Yep.
Because like we're saying, you either gonna serve the Lord or you gonna serve these damn devils, man. You gonna serve Satan, which ultimately is gonna have you walking the path that these devils, want for you. Which we're about to get back into that because you come into this faith, man. You have been given a new found way of thinking. All right. So like we said, you owe Yahweh Shai, all right, to come out here and do the work. That's the least you can do, man. Because he has now given you life back. All right? Because before coming into the truth, you weren't living, man. You didn't know your purpose. You was an aimless wanderer, just, moving on autopilot. You was an NPC. All right?
Bumping into shit, looking up, bumping into shit.
Nigga lived his whole life with no purpose, man. Nigga came out here and fathered about 4 or 5 kids. All right? You, in your 60s and 70s, still operating like you did when you was 20. Still trying to wear the same clothes you see these niggas out here wearing now, man. You old ass niggas out here wearing skinny jeans, man. You old women out here wearing leggings, man. Grow the hell up, man. You know?
True. All right, jump back.
So back in Judith chapter 5 and verse 17. And whilst they sinned not before their power, they prospered.
All right, shoot.
But it's because Jake know, man. They know, but they like to act like they don't see these things. They act like that standard isn't being lifted up.
Yeah.
Right? But when it's presented to them, then they want to fight back against it.
Yeah, that's what we're saying. Going back to what we were talking about earlier. They're like, man, fuck that. I'm gonna live my life how I want to. You know? Hey, I ain't gotta wear no dress. You know? I ain't gotta listen to my man. That's these people in this world. Rebelliousness is in, man.
Hey,
Right?
what they say about rebellious, man? Hey, Scripture says rebellious is the sin of witchcraft, man. Scripture says not to suffer a wish to live. So this rebellion is going to be cut out. That's it. Just got to go.
Judith chapter 5 and verse 17. And whilst they sinned not before their power, they prospered. Because the power that hated iniquity was with them. But when they departed from the way which he appointed them, they were destroyed in many battles very sore, and were led captives into a land that was not theirs. And the temple of their power was cast to the ground, and their cities were taken by the enemies.
Right, so these devils have fully understood since, coming into power that they cannot allow Israel to come back into their original way of thinking. Because if they did, then we would take them over. And this is why you see Esau operates, Esau operates in a state of fear. Always. All right? Because he is afraid of Jake waking up, man. All right? He is afraid of Jake realizing that he is the devil, man. All right? To him realizing that America was nothing more than a trap set up to keep your ass from rising, man. All right?
He don't want Jake. He don't want Jake to realize that, and then he knows he have uproars and he have a lot of things happening which is gonna put his people in a state of getting.
We whoop his ass.
Yeah,
and
that's coming.
And that's just saying it straight, man. We're not saying that toe to toe we physically gonna be able to deal with Esau. No, because physically, all right. Mano and mano, Esau mow Jake the fuck down, man. That's his blessing, man. We fight Esau through the spirit. Because with this Bible, Esau can't contend with it, man. That's why you got that faggot widow or vocab Malone trying to come with these weak ass arguments, all right? But he knows he can't contend with us, man. Okay? Because the shit that we're seeing him trying to bring forth, Apostles been dealt with that. The virgin birth, man, that's been chopped up. Man. All right, the supersession and all that shit's been chopped up. Man.
That's just him trying to sow in doubt. That's just him being the devil, trying to sow in doubt, sow in confusion amongst the circumcision, man.
So one way to eat bugs.
Go ahead.
That's what precept. This is Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 7. Matter of fact, I'll start at 6. My people have been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray. They have turned them away on the mountains. They have gone from mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting place.
That's what it is, man. Our people have forgotten their resting place, which is Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man.
Yep.
It all begins and ends with the Lord.
Right. Now listen to what the heathens say in response to this. Verse 7. All that found them have devoured them.
Yep.
And their adversaries said, we offend not, because they have sinned against the Lord Yahweh, the habitation of justice, even the Lord Yahweh, the hope of their fathers.
That's Esau know that he's in his rulership.
These heathens know that like clockwork, like shit. We gotta keep them at bay from righteousness. Make righteousness seem wicked.
Yeah. And these Edomites know that, man. They know once Jake tapped into his spirit, it's over for them. This is why they have to use their propaganda, the media, the raps, and all that bullshit to influence Jake to do wickedness, man. To push out different wicked ass niggas to influence them to stay in that perpetual state of servitude.
That's why when you go into the secret councils, that's what they're talking about. Different ploys to counteract what's being seen now, man. All right? This is why you see these different so-called Israelite religions pop up out of nowhere. All right? The Israelite Defense Unit, whatever the name was.
What's the name? Bullshit.
These different pastors, Master Splinter, a couple years back. All right? These different niggas were pawns set up by Esau, all right, to try to derail Jake from coming to the truth, man.
It's Proverbs chapter 4, verse 16. For they sleep not except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall.
Right. And that's pretty much what Esau is losing sleep over now. Because he sees that it's a sect of Jake that is no longer listening to what he has to say anymore, man. And that's the thing he hates the most, man. For Jake to question him about anything.
Yep.
Malcolm X in that movie, it showed you that. He had that pastor trying to teach them about Jesus, and Denzel playing Malcolm X was like, yo, the Bible, you read the Bible clearly told you that Jesus couldn't be white. Because in that land area, all right, no Edomite could be over and dealing with that much stuff. All right, and then when Scripture tell you that Joseph was married and baby Yahushua had to flee into Egypt, how does it look? You a bunch of black ass with a white baby.
Exactly.
You gonna believe in it like that?
Right,
Get the fuck out of here, man.
The simplicity.
You know?
Hey, but you have to forget, they say that even the Egyptians were white.
No,
So-called white.
Man, let them tell you.
Yeah.
That's why that movie Gods of Egypt was banned over
Right.
there. They got mad about that. That's why that whole Book of Clans nonsense, you know, everybody's up in arms about that. You're mad. You're not mad at the fact that movie that they're claiming is blasphemous because they're pretty much making the dude like a con man. You're more mad about the fact that you're showing the Israelites as so-called black.
Yeah.
Let's deal with that, man. Let's deal with that.
Yeah,
We'll hold everything. Let's deal with that.
He's mad because he's showing Jack in their state.
Because we live in a hypocritical society, man.
If they would have had fucking Seth Rogen playing that role, they would be like, oh, this is a fucking great movie.
They've
Fucking great.
been doing this shit, man. They always blaspheme the Lord with their
But
wicked ass
my
stuff.
thing is though, you didn't have no issue with it when y'all had what's the nigga from Boondocks, Aaron McGruder.
Yep.
When he made Black Jesus, nobody was up in arms about that. You had people that was mad about it. That shit was that was blasphemy.
That was bad.
You know, 'cause they made the Howard shot like he was a nigga, man. Nigga, he out in the goddamn in the hood growing weed.
That's why they didn't have a problem.
Exactly.
They were still pushing that same narrative.
But when you're trying to show Jake in the correct light, that's when it's an issue. What?
You got the Ezra 4?
I still deal with that for me. Just go into some of these color scriptures and we'll go back. Because this is part of going away from Esau's way of thinking. All right? Because for you to sit there and say that the Israelites are black, a lot of these people they have a problem with that. Like I was listening to the video Elder Apostle Tahar did, and you had Vocab talking to that one kite nigga. He was like, Hebrew Israelism. I lost my best friend in Hebrew Israelites. He was trying to say that the 10 tribes, that they're not the so-called Northern Kingdom. It's like they're not the so-called Latino Native Americans. That it was never recorded in history that the 10 tribes came over here to the Americas. But what happened to second Ezra 13? Let's get that real quick. Yeah, wherever you go. You know? Because that's a direct cut to that shit, man.
The book of 2nd Ezra 13.
Like 40.
Yeah, 40.
Much money as well. Just
Start
stop
at- start at
fixing.
40.
Oh, wow.
I told him you have my cell. Just go ahead.
Yeah, I'm starting at 40. This is 2nd Ezra 13 and 40. It says, those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king, whom Salmanassar the king of Assyria led away captive.
You want to speak on that, Charlie?
Gone. And he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land.
Yeah, because the Northern Kingdom separated from the Southern Kingdom. Because their whole thought process when they came over here, they was going to keep the law, man.
Right.
You know?
Right, because they're very impressionable, man.
Yeah.
Among the other heathen, man. So in order to remedy that, they had to come over here. But as you can see, you know, they still doing wicked shit.
They attempted, but then just after time and prophecy told us we had to fall away.
Which was subject to marriage.
You know?
Continuing on, verse 41. But they took this counsel among themselves that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt.
That's the land of America was back then was known as Azure.
Right.
All right?
As
So, yeah.
this means another land.
So yeah, that's why you have a lot of the relics that they're digging up from the so-called Native Americans from the time you were Indians. A lot of it shows that they're Hebrews, man. Look, I had a heart.
So in the Ezra 4.
Oh yeah, but yeah, you can see from their mannerisms, their customs.
Right.
You know, they had they wore what they call ponchos, but with garments.
Yeah.
Right. With
There's,
fringe.
there's historical evidence that backs up conquistadors' testaments of when they came over to the lands. Like for instance, Christopher Colon. He came over with 2 Hebrew interpreters.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, he came with 1 Hebrew interpreter and then 5 that spoke Hebrew. Yeah.
Why though? That's the question.
Right. Wow.
And 'cause he said it in that movie 1492. All right, he said that his favorite book in the Bible was 2nd Ezra 13, man.
Yep.
All right, and to prove, yes, more than that.
A little bit more. Verse 42, it says that there they might keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land. And they enter into Euphrates by the narrow passage of the river, for the Most High held, for the Most High didn't show signs for them, and held still the flood until they were passed over.
Right. Because when you go into the whole how Esau knew and we were the Israelites, all right, we had that book with I think it's James the Beard. How he was pretty much explaining how he spent time with Native Americans and he ended up finding out like, yo, these gotta be the Israelites, man. All right. So this is a website called beldentia.com, and it's titled Cherokees and the Jews. It says early colonial accounts showed Cherokee Hebrews. As truly amazing as it may sound to us modern Americans, the original colonists who wrote about the early Cherokee or Old Cherokee or the medieval Cherokee era of the 1600s report that they were some kind of Hebrew or Jewish. These include reports of Payne, Butrick, and Adair. And Bertram, 1701, presented the Cherokee as unique among the other Native Americans as they were not idolatrous, but seemed to have some kind of God-fearing religion and belief in one true God. Yep. While some modern historians tend to laugh off these claims, the records of these eras seem to be rather convincing at face value, and thus the early and medieval Cherokee had some kind of Jewish, if not Messianic, Jewish-Christian religion. So let us take a brief look at some of the facts of the historical record and consider: 1, the medieval Cherokee temple; 2, their religious calendar and holy days; 3, the Jewish Indian myths and legends that they taught; and lastly, 4, their amazing Cherokee combat routines. So I'm gonna just jump around real quick. So it says, dealing with the temple. So the Jewish design of the main Cherokee temple. One of the most sacred things to the Jews is the importance of the temple in Jerusalem. Apparently, the medieval Cherokee also had a similar attitude. The Cherokee Hebrews built a 7-sided temple for the place of their main worship. It faced the east as the temple in Jerusalem. Inside was a sacred fire that was kept burning all year and was relit on the Indian festival days like Yom Kippur, we know that's the Day of Atonement, and was the menorah of the temple in Jerusalem. Moreover, they had a variety of temple purification rituals and activities that seemed to resemble those used in the temple of Jerusalem. All right, that's one. They had festivals. Okay, so it says also one of the more convincing evidences that the Jews followed a religious calendar. You get Romans 8:16
right here. This is Romans chapter 8, verse 16. The Spirit itself bear witness with our spirit that we are the children of Yahweh Shah.
So what we are doing is proving to you that the 10 tribes that came over here were in fact the Israelites. All right. So the so-called Native American, Seminole, and Taino Indian tribes, those are the Hebrews, man, that came over here, man. Okay. So it says dealing with their festivals. So Cherokee Corn Festivals parallel Jewish high holidays. Also, one of the more convincing evidences is that the Jews followed a religious calendar of 7 main festivals, as so did the medieval Cherokee. Even more so, an examination of these celebrations show how they were basically the same thing, except that the Cherokees followed the growing cycle of corn rather than that of barley and wheat as the Jews did. So a brief summary says you got the full first moon of spring, which would have been literally the day of the Passover, and was accompanied by the slaughter of a lot of animals to prepare the meat for the feast day, and was set by the sprouting of the new grass in spring, like the Passover barley, not to mention the intensive spring cleaning of the feast. 2, the Green Corn Festival, which was the corn first balled so that it could be cooked and eaten similar to the first fruits, when the barley was first edible. However, for the Cherokee, this occurred later in the year, more towards summer, as the climate in America is not as warm as the Middle East. 3, the mature or white corn festival, which was set for 50 days after the green corn festival, like the Pentecost, when the sacred fire in the heptagon, like the Jewish temple menorah, was relit for the next 5 years, like for the next year.
That's so many similarities. Like
And
that's way too many to even like.
I can keep going, but
on the other side of the earth at that. How is that?
Yep, hey, real quick.
Coincidence, right?
Let like as the brother had made mention of in that article, modern historians will try and denounce that that being true.
Right.
They'll always have something to negate. But there's too much evidence, man. Scripture's back to it.
This is Judges chapter 5, verse 11. They that are delivered from the noise of the archer and the place of drawing water, there shall they rehearse the righteous acts.
Water is dealing with the place of our captivity. So in the land of our captivity, you will be seeing, all right, the Israelites in the last days trying to keep the law. Now, who's doing that?
Who's fulfilling these roles, man? And it says, rehearse the righteous acts, even the righteous acts toward the inhabitants of his villages in Jerusalem, in Israel. Then shall the people of the Lord go down to the gates. But hey, just going into, hey, we're still in that state, man. Jake has always had a zeal according to the Bible, man. And still, to this day, man, we still try to uphold the righteous acts of Yahweh Shemel Shah.
Keep this right here. So this is going into a lot of, they said, Jewish Indian myths and legends, right? So it says medieval Cherokee myths very closely parallel the Old Testament Bible stories. They had Aquahini, who would be known as Abraham, or Rashi, or Rashid, which would be Moses, or sometimes Rashid. Though other Native American myths and legends seem to have gotten incorporated here and there too, along with the standard biblical line, but most dramatic of all is the story of the first man and the first woman. For the one creator made the world in 7 days, similar to the biblical account, and that the first Cherokee man was Kayeti the hunter, and the first woman was Shaluva or Shalu. Essentially it means corn. However, the first corn woman was bitten by the evil snake and thus brought death to all the red men. And more, and there were more. You know, let's just give an example.
Tying it back to the scriptures.
Huh?
Yeah, that's Jake tying their history back to the scriptures, man. That's like you said. Jake has a zeal, but not according to knowledge. And that spirit has always bear witness with the children of Israel, man. Showing that the Lord has never forsaken us, man, because he always left a remnant of the Israelites that will still be taking hold to the customs.
Yeah, we got the proof to back up what we're saying, man, but we mainly use the scriptures as a catalyst of what we bring out.
And like Apostle Tahar often brings out Occam's razor, right? You know, where the simplest solution is usually the truth.
Yeah.
Right? So it's plain to see, as the brother just read all these facts about the Cherokee customs, that these are Israelites.
And just to put the nail in the coffin, now me and the Elder Ashiar, we've actually been to the Cherokee Museum that's here in North Carolina. All right, and they have what's called the Decalogue stone, which is actual Hebrew written on the stone.
Oh, the Baptist.
I mean, it's like the Baptist stone. Yeah, the Decalogue.
That's New Mexico.
Yeah. But we've actually seen that stone in person, man. And you actually see the Hebrew written on it, man.
This is Luke chapter 21, verse 15. For I will give you mouth and wisdom, which all your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay or resist. Hey, and that's what, hey, as the brother priest just went into, man. The history, line it up with the scriptures. Ain't nothing these devils can do, nothing about it, man. This is why they always trying to have little think tanks on how we can combat them and come against them. And they send their little flunkies like vocab in them, and they fail, man.
But
'Cause
see,
you can't do nothing against this word, man.
But see, that's how you know our people have been beaten down to a point of submission.
Yep.
Because they don't question Edomite logic. Because what you know was gonna go into earlier, you sit there and you'll be like, well, the Bible, how do you validate what the Bible says and all that? But nigga, why don't you validate what shit Esau says, man?
Yeah.
Because let's go into some of Esau's so-called history, right? You got a precept before I go into this?
Yeah, Romans
Go
9.
ahead. You got Job 13:4.
This is the book of, let me get that real quick.
Now go ahead, get you.
Now, this is the book of Romans, chapter 9, verse 26. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it is said unto them, ye are not my people, there shall they be called the children of the living power.
Right. Everything is pointing to that, man. There's an abundant amount of evidence and information going out that proves that the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are the true descendants of the nation of Israel. All right, in a place where we would call black, Hispanic, and Native American, and we were referred to as the bottom of the barrel, all right, that low tree, pursuant to the book of Ezekiel, the 17th chapter, now we're being exalted. Now we're being shown to be truly holy people. It's a little bit more than that. Read on to verse 27. 'Cause I believe Paul quotes Isaiah in that next verse. 9 and 27.
Romans chapter 9 and verse 27. it says, Isaiah also cried unto concerning Israel.
Now, right here, Paul is referencing Isaiah the 10th chapter. Isaiah 10 and 20. Keep reading.
Isaiah also cried concerning Israel. Though the number of the children of Israel be as the sand of the sea, a remnant shall be saved.
Right. It's all about the remnant. The discussion of the remnant has always been prevalent, all right, at the last days, where you would have a remnant of our people that would turn back to serve the Lord. All right. And that's what we see. All right. All of this information, all of the opposition, right? It's being shown that we are the children of the Most High, and the remnant are rejoicing in that claim. All right, we're rejoicing in our heritage. We're rehearsing the righteous acts. All right, despite, as the brother has said, the Edomite opposition, the Edomite logic, we're questioning it.
Everything.
Isaiah 36 and 6. We no longer are leaning upon the hand that smote us.
Hey, Isaiah 8:20. To the law, New Testament, they speak not according to this word. There is no light in them. Esau is dark as fuck.
Yeah.
This nigga has no light. Because when you start questioning where all of this information goes back to, it goes back to a bunch of crackpots. All right? A bunch of self-proclaimed philanthropists, anthropologists, you know, a bunch of Edomite thinkers who just made up shit. And it's been passed down to these modern day colleges and universities to spoon feeding people a bunch of lies, man.
It's a lot. I just wanted to correct myself. What I have referenced just now was Isaiah 10 and 20. What the brother had just read in Romans 9 and 27 that Paul references is Isaiah 10 and 22. Just wanted to correct myself.
I was just gonna say, as brothers is bringing out, we're watching these strongholds being torn down through the truth, man. So every time, you know, the lies can only stand up, you know, when the truth doesn't exist, right? So that's what we're seeing right now. And I just wanted to grab that word strongholds here in the Strong's G. It says, of the arguments and reasonings by which a disputant endeavors to fortify his opinion and defend it against his opponent.
And that's what we're going to earlier. All right, this devil gets mad because we're now questioning, all right, the constructs of thought process of niggas now, man. All right, well, of America, period. But if we're going against the average mindset of how Jake thinks, that's a problem, man. So what verse is that? Yeah, read that.
It's 2 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 4. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High to the pulling down of strongholds.
Right, so like I was saying earlier, us fighting against this man, we're not fighting against him physically, carnally. We're coming against you through the spirit. Because the Bible, like you said, you're going to tell a lie for so long before the truth comes out, man. And we're in a time to where the truth is being made exposed. So we get that picture out. Second Ezra chapter 6 verses 27. It says, for evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. And as for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which have been so long without fruit, shall be declared. And the truth is being declared, all right? You devils are goddamn liars, all right? Because everything that you have been saying for all these years as the truth, it's not the truth, man, all right? Niggas is not slaves. We're not just slaves, man, okay? Niggas did not, when I say niggas, I'm speaking about everybody now. No, mankind did not evolve from no goddamn monkeys, man. All right? Civilization did not start with the Greeks. Yeah. You know, we go on and on and on with the lies, man.
Everything, he's a forger, he's a father of lies.
Your whole education system is based on bullshit.
It's based off of lies.
Okay?
The scriptures say he's the father of lies.
Like you said, today's school system is indoctrination. Yeah. It's not real education, man. Because education is supposed to draw out what? All right? The truth, man. Okay? This place suppresses the truth, man.
Yes.
All right?
That's how America continue to flourish, man. Oppressing truth and upholding lies, man. That's the culture of America, man. That's the culture of the so-called white man. He is the culture vulture.
Because like I said, if you notice the trend, anybody that begins to speak against the status quo, you're shit on.
Demonized.
Andrew Tate.
Yeah.
Andrew Tate was a beautiful example this past summer of somebody that speaks against the agenda. All right? Because as we can see with this gender war that Esau is trying to pretty much bring out, All right, he was speaking in the advocation of traditional gender roles again, man.
Yep.
And what happened? They vilified that nigga, man. To the point where he don't even speak out as much as he used to anymore, man.
Shit, they locked his ass up. They locked him up and tried to demonize him. And guess when he called it before they done this shit? He said it. He said they gonna. He said now I've been offered these different roles and people want me to have dinner with them. I rejected it. He said don't be fooled if they try to run up some allegations on me. And damn, what 2 weeks? 2 weeks later, his ass was locked up, man.
Locked up with no evidence.
Yeah.
That's the way to show you. Even though he's control opposition too, but this just shows the example of when you speak out against the status quo, man. All right.
It's Job chapter. It's Job 13 and verse 4. But ye are forgers of lies.
Yep.
Ye are all physicians of no value.
You are a forger of lies. Because you're the original liar. It's like you're the first liar.
Yeah.
All right? Cain. Am I my brother's keeper? The nigga you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
All right?
Shit, really going all the way back to the serpent.
Yeah.
True.
He beguiled Eve.
Yeah, that was the first lie. That was the first lie, yeah.
So you should not.
You
surely
shall not
die.
And
die.
that's what he said our people now.
You should not surely die.
You should.
Bam. Nigga dead in 2 weeks.
You know, but that's the same spirit of this devil, man. Yeah, Hank Aaron.
Yeah.
You know?
Nigga was out of there, boy.
Oh my
But
goodness.
I'm going to show you. So, like we said, you're going into your institution, all right? You want to question, we bring out true history, right? So, dealing with, I was just bringing out with the Native Americans being Israelites, okay? So, when you go into, real quick, somebody look up the definition of anthropology.
I got it.
Going back to Charles Darwin and all these niggas, you base evolution off of Charles Darwin, who on his deathbed told you that evolution was a lie.
Yeah.
This nigga recanted his whole theory.
You get that statement that he made?
Because when you go into really what where he got that original evolution, the Big Bang theory, that shit goes back to Babylon, man. All right, but ultimately, the way it was used now, all right, a lot of this so-called science still stems from what you call scientific racism, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Which is pseudoscience.
Yeah.
I got it right here. This is the definition of anthropology from the Free Dictionary. It says the scientific study of the origin, the behavior, and the physical, social, and cultural development of humans.
Okay. So he's trying to tell you on how he pretty much figured out how mankind came to be, right? Okay. So, like you said, you got Charles Darwin, who was the father of where all this really began. Okay. A lot of these professors that came after him modeled their teachings after him. You know.
To this day, I remember when I had one of my courses in school, we was still referencing this thing.
Yeah.
You got the whole the
You got the
gender.
monkey and shit. You could walk in class, they open the damn science book. You got the monkey
Hey,
involved with the man.
they call it Lucy.
Yeah, Lucy and
Lucy,
shit.
that ugly ass monkey. It looks
Yeah.
like an Edomite.
Yeah.
You know? But we don't come from no goddamn monkeys, man. Because see, 1 Corinthians 15, every after we go to a pond or something like that, you know? Because I'm gonna quote Cat Williams. If we came from monkeys, then why are there still monkeys? Are these retarded monkeys?
Are these the monkeys? These the monkeys
You know?
that didn't make the cut?
If the Big Bang Theory was correct, then I can go out and beat on my Honda until it turns into a goddamn Lambo then.
Shit, exactly.
You know? So that's all bullshit, man.
Beat on my woman until she become the baddest bitch in the world. You know how Jake be. That's the mindset, man. But that's Darwinism. That's some Edomite shit.
Which, when you go into Darwinism, like I said, it's scientific racism because they was trying to scientifically tell you on how the so-called white man was superior to the goddamn Negroes, man. You know? And they're trying to tell you we're dumb, stupid animals, man. We don't even have soul. Let you tell, which I'm gonna get into that. Go ahead.
It's 1 Corinthians 15 and verse 39. All flesh is not the same flesh, but there is one kind of flesh of men, another flesh of beasts.
So see the separation right there? One kind of flesh is man, one kind of flesh is beast. That's a separation, man. So how the hell can we come from a goddamn monkey, man. Explain that, Esau. The Lord made a distinct separation, man. Keep going.
Another of fishes and another of birds.
So ain't no damn Aquaman popping up out of them damn mermaids and Aquaman and shit. That shit is fairy tales, man. That's fairy tales. That's not of the Bible, man. Keep going.
There are also celestial bodies and bodies terrestrial, but the body of the celestial is one. It's like, but the glory of the celestial is one, and the glory of the terrestrial is another.
Right. So you got angelic body.
Yep.
That's what celestial goes into the angelic. And terrestrial is being from the earth. The earthly body, which cuts the virgin birth bullshit.
Yep.
All right? Because angels don't have sex. All right? The glory, all right, the different bodies have different glories. So the glory of the terrestrial body, eat,
Yep.
sleep, fuck,
Learn and lust.
you know? Angels don't need to have sex. Angels don't eat. Read the scripture. Angels never they don't eat. You know? They don't even sleep, man. Okay? So that cuts all that, virgin birth bullshit, man. Wisdom of Solomon 7 is a perfect example of going into how that. Get the first 3 verses. That goes into how you can tell. Like I said earlier, a lot of the shit they're using today goes back, all right, from the pagan Roman Empire, it's like the Holy Roman Empire, Constantine, all right. And a lot of these mythological, aspects of what you see in Christianity, they took from that, man. Esau ain't nothing but a swagger jacker, man.
No, that's his whole.
He's a professional fighter, man.
Yeah. This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, verse 1. I myself also am a mortal man.
This is King Solomon speaking, but we know who he came back at. Man. All right? And with that being said, understanding, all right, when Yahweh came in the flesh that last time, he had all knowledge of all his past incarnates, going all the way back to Adam. All right? So he understood this. Go ahead.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, verse 1. I myself also am a mortal man, like to all, and the offspring of him that was first made of the earth.
Because, hey, Yahweh he ate, he drank, all right? He felt pain, he felt fear, which means that what? He's not a spirit. You got people saying that. Jesus didn't have a code, he's a spirit. No, he was a man on the earth too. He was born of an earthly mother and father. All right? Go ahead.
It says, in my mother's womb was fashioned to be flesh in the time of 10 months, being compacted in blood of the seed of man, and the pressure and the pleasure that came with sleep.
Right. Like you said, he was conceived and grew in Mary's womb until it was time for her to, break, for the water to break, and for him to come out of her. Man. So he had an actual birth on the earth because his father Joseph, all right, was an actual man. All right. So when you hear the title of Son of God, yes, he is the firstborn of Yahweh, but he came on the earth in a physical body, man.
Right. If I could add to that point, it's ample scriptures that add to that point, right? As the brothers have made mention, the scriptures, they've already broken down the cut of the virgin birth. But even in Matthew, the 1st chapter, it gives you a whole rundown of the lineage of Yahweh Shai. You know?
Okay, I try to, make a weak ass argument using that. It was like, well, it didn't directly say he came from Joseph, nigga. That literally, it says the progenitor. What's the word?
Yeah. Progenitor.
Progenitor. So it gave you the whole seed line. All right, and then you can look up. I'm just curious. All right.
It says the generations.
The generation. Look up that word about the show. You look when you type in Son of David. I'm just gonna put it in the New Testament. Son of David is said 19 times. All right. Buddha David is written 2 times in the scripture. All right. Buddha Jesse 1 time. Son of Jesse 2 times. All are cuts to show you that Yahweh Shai came from a man. came out of Jesse, who Jesse was a descendant of King David. Come on, man.
I got that word generation in Matthew, the first chapter, in verse 1. It's G1078. It says source, origin, a book of one's lineage.
A book of one's lineage. And it said this is the generations of Yahweh Shai.
This is the record.
Man, come on, man.
Come on, bro. How much clearer can you get? But it shows you. Hey, it made plain to the holy, and stumbling block into the wicked. And the wicked will never understand.
It says use the birth, nativity.
Nativity. All right? So he had an actual birth.
And when you look up nativity, it goes into the occasion of a person's birth.
We're reading about, all right, showing you that every man that has been born to the planet had to have a physical mother and father.
Yep.
Because angels don't bust off seed, man. And furthermore, let's be honest, man, because the mindset we have, to a degree, it was back then. So if you have a woman and she just automatically pops up pregnant, and you know you ain't put that seed up in her, she tell you, angel pregnant, you automatically think,
You gonna backhand this shit out.
That's
bitch,
why.
you creeping on me, man.
That's why comedians always make fun of that virgin birth bullshit because it don't make sense. Like
It's not
Joseph,
possible.
Joseph is not finna just be like, you know what?
Okay.
Alright, babe.
But the way vocab trying to make it don't seem like he was a cup. He just accepted it.
Man,
No man is accepted in ancient Israel.
exactly.
Alright now.
That's why it said, he read that where it says that the angel told Joseph not to put her away. All right,
He had to foretell him first.
yeah, because he was scared. He was like, oh shit, I didn't desecrate her father's her father's bed, because the woman back then, all right, she belonged to her father before she was passed on to her husband. Man.
Yep.
You want it right quick?
Just real quick. I mean, you can't find it.
I got it. This is Matthew chapter 20, chapter 1, verse 20. But while he thought on these things, behold, the angel of the Lord appeared unto him in a dream, saying, Joseph, thou son of David, fear not to take unto thee Mary thy wife.
Married by wife, because the way sex works, which is still applies today, whether you people want to accept it or not, is when you as a man stick your rod into a real woman.
It says the pleasures of sleep. Come on, man.
But you know I gotta speak like that now because this shit's so fucking dumb. So you, as a man, all right, when you stick your rod into a real woman's vagina and you put your seed, which is your sperm, inside of her, that sperm goes into her uterus, all right, attaches to the egg, and then that egg gets fertilized and it becomes a child in 9 months.
Come on, man.
That literally happened to bring your house out on earth. Okay? The only record that's ever written in scripture about a man that came onto the earth without mother and father is Melchizedek.
Right. Yep.
Okay?
Back in the time of Abraham.
Which through the spirit you can receive it was your Yahweh Shai too.
Yep. Right. Yep.
Alright? But going back to what we were saying earlier.
But even with Yahweh Shai, whenever he went missing for 3 days, and then his parents found him, what did he say? I gotta be about my father's business. And they didn't understand him though. They were like, well, that shows you that Joseph knew that was his son.
Yeah.
Because Joseph was a carpenter.
You know, it's,
That just shows you, hey, that was his son, man.
but they told you that in another verse. It was like, is he not the carpenter's son?
Yeah.
Yep.
You know?
Come on, man. He just got the Heavenly Father's spirit in him. He came through the flesh in Joseph.
Joseph
But
just a stepdad.
yeah, exactly, man. Fucking niggas, man. You people are weird. Man.
What's up, bro?
Fucking
Yeah, he's
weird.
the dad that stepped up. Yeah,
Yeah, he just a stepfather, man.
Fuck
Fuck
outta
out of
here,
here,
man.
bro. We'll keep going.
Man, he fucking justify that shit to make it sound good.
Hey, well, even in Matthew, it says that he was a just man.
Come on, man.
Just man means you follow the laws, man.
But see, the angel told him not to put her away because she was already pregnant. He already went inside of her, man.
Yeah.
He had already been dealing with it, and they knew they didn't have a ceremony yet. Man.
That's why.
And he didn't want to bring it. If they would have saw that she was pregnant before the ceremony, that would have brought shame
would've
upon
been
Mary
household.
in the house, man.
Yes. Yes. They was gonna look for what? The sheep. Yep. See if that blood was on it.
I would have put her to death.
She would have got burned. Stone.
Keep going. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 7, verse 3. And when I was born, I drew in the common air and fell upon the earth, which is of the, like nature, and the first voice which I uttered was crying, as all others do. Showing that hey, he was brought forth through the seed of Joseph, but he was Yahushua,
Right.
the Son of Man. He came, yeah, he came through. He had a natural birth just like everybody else, man.
Right.
But he had that. He was the Son of Man.
Right. So I bring all that out just to say, all right, we no longer are feeding into the lives of Esau. Like we were saying as far as dealing with the anthropology, we were bringing out with the whole thing where they said the modern historians wanted to try to negate a lot of the information facts that we bring out, proving that we are the Israelites, man. All right? So we're going to go into a couple of these niggas that you reference as being these great scientists, all right, who are being used, pieces are being used today, all right? So you have, and mind you, all these niggas I'm about to bring out, these ways of thinking are still being applied today, all right? So you had James Madison, all right, who came up with the 3/5 compromise, to where slaves were known as 3/5 of a man, all right? That never got done away with. So you niggas out here talking about my life matters, according to Esau's laws, you're not even considered a full man still to this day, all right?
So the 3/5 compromise, they did technically do away with that ruling. But the way how Esau operates,
Esau's way of
he
thinking.
don't think of you as a real person. There's actual testimonies of Edomites during the time of the riots that they were having across the world with Floyd,
Yeah.
G. Floyd. These Edomites were literally saying on record, I didn't think they were real people.
Hey, you had police,
Real testimony.
you had police officers that when they deal with the calls in, and they have the different codes. You know, it was a former cop that exposed this. That he said that when police use codes for black murders, they classify a lot of those murders as NHI, which stands for no human involved, or they classify the code as 1113, which is a code for injured animals. That's how they still view you to this day, which shows you they don't look at you as no human being to this day, which justifies why they treat you the way they treat you. So you would know.
This is why we bring forth the judgment on you Edomites, man. There's no mercy given. You ain't gonna get no mercy, man.
You don't deserve no mercy.
You don't deserve mercy, so why we be mad when you niggas crying out for these
You
devils?
had the devil John Newton. All right, he had pretty much made the whole statement saying how slaves had no Christian soul, therefore we weren't worthy to receive in the afterlife. We weren't worthy to go to heaven. All right, unless we accepted their white Jesus as a God, all right, as our Lord and Savior, man. All right, and that allowed them to pretty much feel justified in the wicked acts they were doing to us, man. For them not to feel guilty for lynching you, for burning you, for raping you, for doing all manners of wickedness unto you, they felt like they were able to do that because they felt like we didn't have souls, man. All right?
That's why you can see crowds of people around Jake hanging from the trees.
Smiling and shit. Having little kids smiling.
Right.
Taking pictures with the dead body and shit.
And guess what?
That's
This is a lot of them people, especially the children that were in those pictures, they're still alive to this day.
That's right.
Because
Oh, yeah.
see, a lot of Jake tries to distance himself from slavery, not realizing that was recent.
That was shit. Them pictures we took in 1930, 1940, 1950, 60. Them pictures ain't that old, man.
100 and some odd years
Yeah.
removed.
Them pictures
That's
ain't
not that
old.
far off, man.
Hell no.
Parents of your police chiefs and your
Yes.
Yeah.
politicians.
These are your grandmaster wizards that's in your damn
The
senators
high
and
level
shit.
judges,
Yeah.
senators,
They're
police
here.
chiefs, and all that.
They
These
know.
are these people's descendants.
And you best believe these devils got them pictures in their man caves and shit.
Get
Man.
that in Psalms 50. The wicked is strayed from the womb. I'm gonna continue on while y'all getting there. So you got another Edomite by the name of Carl Linnaeus, who is known as the father of anthropology, or what you could consider the beginning of scientific racism that is being used today. So he's the one that began the whole the thing about the races. All right, so it started with him, but they didn't call it racist back then. All right, so he had 5 or 4 descriptions of man. So you had the Native Americans, the blacks, the whites, and the Asians. All right. So of course back then they were trying to say that we were Africans. Okay. But the characteristics of the man, he classified off of skin color. And then from him, all right, it got amplified through Johann Friedrich Blumenbach, who was the one that created the color races. So you had the white people, red people, brown people, yellow people, and black people. Okay? And he based, their characteristics off of skin color, hair, and facial characteristics, man. And that was the beginning of them justifying their science to use it to where these Edomites were what they would call the master race, the superior race, man. All right, so you got that phone?
In Psalm 58 and verse 3, the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies.
Right, the wicked are estranged from the womb, so they come out evil. Like the brother talked about just said, you best believe that these parents are passing on that wicked, racist dogma unto their children. That's being passed on throughout the seed line, man.
We saw proof of that recently when you had Trump get in the office. Here it is. Jake is like, that's the past, and that show you that Obama administration really did a number on Israelites, man. Because that really lulled Jake back to sleep, and then they got a rude awakening of them. These people out here still have this disdain for you,
Right.
because what you have now is overt white supremacy and covert white supremacy. The administration under Trump, that whole regime was over. They just showed you like, nigga, fuck you.
Trump juice. We called it
You know?
back when that when it came out. We called that. And
But-
you eat them out drunk off that Trump.
But then you had shifting into the Biden administration, you have this covert supremacy where they're still saying fuck you, but they do it in subtlety.
They do it with their legislations and they plot
Right.
the scheme on you.
Trump was hitting you with that angle too, but
But
they
he
was
was
like,
telling you up
But
front.
Yeah,
with this,
exactly.
this goes into like the we were talking about in the chat, or was coming up here earlier, the whole post-traumatic slave syndrome thing. Because see, a lot of times when that's brought up, our people look at that as that's a mental issue, when ultimately it's a construct that perpetuates that mental issue, man.
Yep.
Because when you go into it, how we break it down, the way that these Edomites think, it helps push that upon our people to where you're still suffering from what you see. All right? Because a lot of the jakes that were brought up, we were brought up with the lies that comes from scientific racism, man. That comes from cognitive dissonance and what's the other one? Cognitive dissonance and what's the other one that is similar to what that is?
how to do it.
Fuck, I can't remember. It's just my mom, but it's in the same category as cognitive dissonance, dealing with how Jake loved their oppressors.
Oh, I had that. Stockholm syndrome.
Stockholm syndrome, yeah, that's it, yeah. Those are all constructs that help, Esau continue with what he's pushing forward. So, as I was mentioning, all right, Esau, he tried to say that, mankind originally was white, all right? This is where this comes from. It started with this dude, Johann Friedrich Blumenbach.
Yep.
All right, he said the word Caucasian. He created that word because he said he created Caucasian from the Mount Caucasus because he says where he believes to where the original man who believes was the Georgian was cradled because where he termed that was the Georgian was the most beautiful race, which was the Edomites. All right, because when they found the ark. They found the ark over there, so it was like, well, the original man had to be, the white man because we did come from the Caucasus Mountains. So therefore, if the ark was found over there, then we had to be white. All right, and why he said that is because when they looked up, they dug up the skeletons, they found white skulls, right? It was like, well, we gotta be white. But dumbass niggas, is not all skeletons. Don't they have all white skulls?
That's showing you how Esau's a base man.
This is where this shit stems from.
That's
So when you have the mind state of what these people think, well, Jesus had to be white, Moses had to be white, God is white, all these people in the Bible were white, it comes from these people.
Right.
You gotta do the history and look up where all this goes back to, man.
Like we were saying, nobody's questioning it.
Nobody says nothing. All they do is go with it. Oh, my grandmother said that, my papa, but that's showing you that's why the scripture says, is Israel a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled? This is why you get your foot up your ass, man. For your lack of for your willing ignorance, man.
Continuing on, because what I'm reading to you is how these Edomites to this day still think about you. we move on to Thomas Jefferson.
More satisfying.
All right, he had a famous quote. He said that he was haunted because he said if God was just, then he's terrified, all right, of what justice God was going to bring because of what they were doing to Israel. All right,
He should be haunted.
More than likely, he probably was. Cause you watch a lot of these movies, they always get played.
like Oppenheimer.
Yep.
know?
Yes. Yep.
So he was afraid, but then to try to make it to where he disowned that thought to where he could still do what he did and not feel bad about it. He said that Jake Jake smelled bad and was ugly, and so he said that the slaves didn't require sleep. All right, they required less sleep than everybody else. All right, and then when you actually look into what they were doing to us, all right, they was literally working us to death. To where when they did the research, Jake was literally getting worked so bad to where their muscle was literally tearing off the bone, man. You know, so like you said, where no mercy was shown, you're not gonna get no mercy, man.
Hey, that's true. In the history of Haiti, I was looking into it. When the slave trade was going on. They said they had to import so many Levites into Haiti because all of them were dying off, working them to death.
Levi and Benjamin,
Yeah.
because they was dealing with the sugar plantation,
Right.
the sugar cane. And it was like you said, there were so many slaves dying that they had to keep sending them in. It was like a lot of the time, because I read it, they say, well, we don't have to sleep. Because they said the same thing. They say we don't feel pain, we don't feel grief, we don't need sleep. So that justified them allowing them to work and literally to death, man.
Right.
So they was like
Inhumane.
inhumane. So there was like a lot of the women, the girls that were imported over there, they got worked so hard they didn't even get the experience of period. These devils got a lot to pay for, man. Go ahead.
This James chapter 2, verse 13. For he shall have judgment without mercy, that have showed no mercy. What the brother priest is going into, man. Damn Edomites, man. You damn Edomites, you showed no mercy, so you ain't gonna get no mercy, man. And it's justified, man.
Right.
And it says, and mercy rejoiceth against judgment, man.
Right.
We can't wait to establish judgment upon you damn devils, man. Because hearing these accounts of how you devils, you get off seeing Jake in that oppressed state, you get off beating the hell out of Jake and seeing Jake far from his heritage. Wait till the kingdom of heaven, man. Wait till the kingdom of heaven, man.
Yeah, because like I said, we can go, the rabbit hole runs deep when it comes into the devils and what you do, man. What's like what you've done. All right?
Continue to do.
Because like I said, Jay Marion Sims, we did a lesson on him when we went to South Carolina. All right?
Oh, yeah.
The Midlands camp, they camped across the street where this nigga's statue was at. And we went into what he did, man. How he operated on slave women, all right, with no anesthesia because he felt like the slave women could tolerate more pain. Therefore, they didn't need anesthesia. And I also found out what they niggas was doing with babies, all right, when he would stick the little, I forgot what the shit was called, and pretty much pull their skull out.
Oh, for the abortion.
The clamp.
No, for the actual baby head, when the baby was born.
Yeah, it was born.
And he said that because according to Esau's science, he says that the Edomite skulls and our skulls are shaped different. So he said that we have a deformed skull, so he would use that machine to try to fix the baby skull, and it had a 100% mortality rate.
Goodness, bro, you can't. Baba Kushab, may I get a quick precept?
That's showing you the Edomites are literally base men.
He's the wicked.
They are the wicked according to the Bible. They're very low, man.
I got a quick precept. Any brother can speak on
This
this.
is why you Jake to know your history, your real history. All right? Because what you gonna find out is
Eye-opening.
the shit that we bring out is not gonna be taught to you in no school. You get real knowledge when you go and get the knowledge outside of college, outside of high school. When you do your own research, that's when you learn for real, man.
There's a Latin phrase, temet no se. It means to know thyself.
See?
Because when you know yourself, you get a whole different perspective of how the world looks.
Yeah,
That's why Jake doesn't. I mean, Esau don't want Jake to
exactly.
read, man.
If you don't know yourself, you don't know where you're going. As they say in the world, man.
If you don't know what you've been,
You don't know where you're going, yeah. So if you don't know what the shit your people went through under the hands of this damn devil, you don't know what's coming forth, man.
This is Micah chapter 2 and 1. Woe to them.
This shit is just out of hand.
Micah chapter 2 and 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds.
The scripture says, woe. Woe goes back to destruction. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work iniquity upon their beds. Keep on.
When the morning is light, they practice it.
And this is Esau Edom, man.
Hey!
These agendas and these schemes that this devil's been pushing out, he does this for pleasure. He does this all the time, man. While you out, while you sleep, or you bullshit around in your day-to-day, this devil is concocting up
He
some
real
type
life
of wicked
going
shit
crazy.
that he's about to push,
And
man.
this is the stuff that he was doing in the past, man.
Yes.
So how much more what he's doing now? Because understand when you see things such as that Bill Gates video where he was going into the VMAT2 gene,
Yep.
you already know he's experimenting on Jake.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like that. A lot of Esau science comes from him experimenting on Jake. I brought out last week. All right, Henrietta Lacks, man.
Yep.
All right, her cells to this day are always being used anytime Esau comes up with
Right.
new medicine. Man.
What's the new angle of Esau experimenting on niggas? $3.99.
Or offer you a check.
$1
Cheeseburger.
cheeseburger.
50-cent burger, nigga.
They call Tyrone.
Yeah,
They call Tyrone.
They showed you in the movie, man, and you asked Jake at work, the movie is very common. Nigga, like that shit went way over your head. The
That's
movie
true
was
comedy.
that's true comedy, man. And they was telling you the truth, man, while keeping you at bay. They telling you what they do to you on the day-to-day, but Jake's so goddamn simple, man. Keep going.
Verse 1 in the latter, because it is in the power of their hand.
Because it's in the power of their hand. Why? Because Job 9:24. The earth was given to the hand of the
Man.
wicked. The Most High gave this devil over for a period of time to rule, man.
Somebody-
he will rule. He will now let him till he be taken out of the way.
Somebody's hand is in the seat of causing all of this iniquity. Somebody has been empowered to go out through the earth and do this.
Yes.
As the brother made mention of Job 9:24, it says, if not where, then who is he? If it ain't this nigga, if it ain't the nigga that got the
So
resources,
we gotta go right back into slavery.
But-
Wait on
the-
another
the
nigga to
root-
rise up and do worse. Oh hell no.
that
We
goes
gotta-
back. That goes back to acknowledging the root of the issue.
And
Man,
ooh, I got
that's-
right.
that's
What you
good.
just said.
You feel me? We gotta go right back into slavery, and we gotta get somebody worse than this nigga.
But that's why. That's why you gotta know your history. That's why Jake, you gotta endure them slave movies, man. But this is what you just said. This is the song of song. It's like the song of the three holy children. All right, verse. It's like not that. I need to pray up. That's right.
How does it go?
Go on.
You want me to keep
put it in
finishing?
Keep going on that. Go first.
Micah chapter 2 and 2.
Not bad. Song of the Holy Children, verse 9, or verse 8. It says, wherefore all that thou hast brought upon us, and everything thou hast done to us, thou hast done in true judgment. Because that goes back to the precept talking about brought out earlier, where good things are withholding from us because of our iniquities, roughly paraphrasing.
And Lord, and it said true judgment.
Yeah, so everything that the Lord did unto us, was justified. It says, and thou didst deliver us into the hands of lawless enemies, most hateful forsakers of God, and to an unjust king, and the most wicked in all the world.
Shit, is that not the Edomite?
Only a sedated psychopath will literally do the type of experiment that you see, as I brought out, man.
Even to this very day,
He's still doing
he's
it.
still fucking up shit, still
He's
experimenting.
still- Nigga, he just
How far can I take it?
This nigga just lasered the whole fucking island, bro, and bragged about it. We're gonna be laser focused. This nigga literally lasered the whole island, man.
Oh my goodness.
Who does shit
Who does
like
that? Who
This
who goes out in the planet Earth, contaminating the air and
And
water
water he
that
gotta-
he gotta
This
use?
nigga created mustard gas, man.
Why?
Nigga
Like,
had
wow.
one of the purest seeds.
One of the
Nigga
strongest
said,
seeds
It's,
ever.
I'm
gonna
gonna
make a weapon. I
I'm
gotta-
gonna make a weapon. But that's showing you that he's Esau Edom, because he makes a weapon out of every damn thing. man.
Given the power to take peace from the earth.
Yeah, and also the Lord said, well, he uses not the sword in vain. That he used everything as a weapon. That's part of his blessing, man. That's part of the blessing of Esau.
As what you just said, dealing with Esau's descendant. This is dealing with Cain and his seed. This is Genesis chapter 4, and jump down to verse 22. It says, and Zillah, she also bare Tubal Cain, an instructor of every artificer in brass and iron, and the sister of Tubal Cain was Naamah, which is saying that Esau was the first one creating a weapon.
Yeah,
Then
yeah.
going back to his forefather Cain, man.
And what Cain go back to?
Wayan.
Wayan, which means
Dagger.
dagger. That's embedded in the so-called white man. That's embedded in him is to what? To always be on that war type shit, man.
To be against,
Yeah,
use that sword.
yeah, that's
the
his
sword,
blessing.
man. Because
That's-
that sword is being used upon you niggas out here as we've been going into, and it's just being he's coming up with new and creative ways to fuck you niggas up, man.
Yes,
You know?
with his media, with his school system, with his law enforcement, all these things that we speak on a day-to-day that you see on every avenue of life, it's all used as a weapon to come against you tribes, man. Even the script, he used the script. Yeah, he weaponized the
Hey,
script
literally,
against you.
he has turned everything the Most High created to be godly and righteous into a weapon.
Yeah.
Food is a weapon.
Yep.
Water, weapon. Our women, weapon.
Air.
Sex, weapon. All right? Literally, everything you can think of has been made into a weapon.
Yep. Even your
Alright.
own mind, man. He got you warring against yourself, man. That's terrible. You warring against yourself, man.
Yup. That's why the scriptures speak about this is spiritual warfare, man.
Yes. Yes.
It's a real deal. You really got fucking Edomites somewhere in the the middle of nowhere throwing up curses and shit, man, against Israelites.
Esau was a cunning hunter. Because you gotta understand, hey, this nigga Esau, man, all right, as we went into at the beginning of the lesson, he is terrified of Jake.
Yep.
So, as a hunter, you gotta understand, to truly catch your prey, you gotta study.
Yep.
You gotta fully know what it is that you're hunting. And Esau has figured that out to a T.
And that's
Do
how
me a
you
favor,
know
look
that
up the
that's
word cunning.
Esau, the so-called white man, is the Hebrew Edomite. He has that down to the T, I suppose.
Go ahead.
So Genesis chapter 25 and starting verse 24. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red all over, like a hairy garment. And they called his name Esau. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold the heel, Esau's heel. And his name was called Jacob.
Right, so that was going into, Jacob and Esau. All right, they were born inside of Rebecca's womb. All right, symbolizing, as it said, there would be two nations inside of her womb. All right, a nation for righteousness and a nation for wickedness, man. Go ahead.
And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter.
Esau was a cunning hunter. That word cunning goes to what?
When you look at the word cunning in the etymology, it goes into learn, skillful, possessing knowledge, skillfully deceitful.
Skillfully deceitful. So this devil has skillfully put together a giant trap to capture Jacob, man. Like you got when you in the field. All right, Esau has bear traps. He got traps for the rabbits, for the coons. He has created this matrix as a giant trap for niggas. The pit. And you, Jake, are falling into all the different pitfalls that he has set up, man.
And why is that? Because of the leadership they adhere to. They're adhering to niggas that's in the back pocket of Esau.
Because like I said, bro, this shit goes deep as fuck. All right? Because as we went into just before the brothers got over here, all right, the path that led up into how the Edomites think, that was cultivated all the way back before Jake even had a realization of what was going on, man. You know, so the way how Esau views Jake now, that was put in the works back in the earliest sections of America, man. You know, so they may not come out and say it and teach it in the schools no more, but the programs that they're giving, the teachings that they're giving the children, all right, they're passing that on. That's why to this day they hold on to the fact, well, what they think of the fact of people in the Bible can't be black, they gotta be white. You know, because that's the shit that we brought out earlier in the show. That's why they think that, man. Because they're ancient teachers. You know, you're these philosophers and anthropologists that push forth that way of thinking, and still to this day. All right? The gender shit goes back to a bunch of sickos, Thomas Money and Alfred Kinsey, who were known most and pedos, man. But they took their teachings and put it towards the gender teachings that are taught today in science. A lot of these dumbass niggas that are into these schools and go into these gender, these biology and all that are being taught by these people. You know? So going back to that drug person, right? Esau is a forger of lies, that's the position of value, man. He is no good to the earth. therefore this nigga needs to be taken out, man. We're gonna close in Sirach 10. Start at verse 8.
It's the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 10 and verse 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another.
And that's why, as we said, man, and the Lord he's turning things to the right side. All right, he's moving Esau's throne out the way, because as you go up in verse 4, it says that he's going to put over the world one that's profitable. And so with all the wickedness that Esau has, has his trail of blood that he's left, the Lord is going to bring judgment upon him for that, which is why he's being moved out the way.
You still got to do my part.
Okay.
There's no benefit to having Edomites in power.
Hell,
Yeah, because when you see how he got the world, he got it off of rape, robbery, and murder.
got it off the seat.
This nigga has left a trail of blood everywhere he's went. That's why he's known as the son of perdition, the son of destruction. Man.
Order of wickedness.
And everywhere he goes, like it tells you in the book of Maccabees, man, evils came out of him, man.
You know how crazy that is? Your lineage literally sprouted a whole race of degenerates on the planet Earth.
Facts.
And it's not hard to see. 'Cause look at the average Edomite. He's a degenerate, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So, Sirach chapter 10 and verse 9. Why is the earth and ashes proud?
Because, like I was saying, for you to sit there and say that your science says that Negroes are inferior because we stink, because you say we're ugly. What science is that?
Small brains.
Where's the science behind it to prove that? Because when we show it intellectually, why, if we're so stupid, why is a bunch of niggas in the pen going against a debate with a fucking Ivy League schools and making them look stupid if we're so goddamn dumb?
If we're so damn stupid, why you take all our bitches?
Yeah.
Why
Why do you
passing all
envy
the
to be black if we're so stupid?
Yeah, why are you setting up tanning booths every fucking damn city you go to? It's damn 10, 20 damn tanning booths.
Why'd you
wanna
make
be
it out?
Exactly.
Well, we know Jordan Poole.
This nigga wants your skin. He
You
wants
want
your
you, yeah,
organs.
why is a fucking damn
Black market.
Yeah, why is it a black market on goddamn melanin?
Why? Yeah, how about to say
Melanin is more than gold. Melanin is worth more than gold. You can Google it, nigga. Google. Melanin is worth more than gold. Why is white people want melanin so bad if they hate us so much? Because they want to be Jake so bad, man. They envy Jake, man.
And also when you go into the sports and all that, you're so stupid.
Who run it?
You know, who run the sports?
That's why we said earlier. They mad at Dion so bad because Dion is showing that, look, that culture shit, they coming for that now. Man.
Oh, yeah.
All right?
It's up for grabs.
Yeah.
Esau gonna stick Esau.
And like he said, y'all playing against me. You ain't playing against my players. You trying to fight. You trying to play against me. That's just showing that Esau hates Jacob so damn bad, man. And that's just showing you the fulfilling of Revelation 11, chapter 11, verse. Great fear is falling upon these devils because they like, fuck. They returning into their power, and the Lord is starting to suffer with it, man.
Just came out of
Now you
nowhere.
see what? Now you seeing Esau's going to that state of trying to do last shout, man.
Honey.
This is why he's waging war against you, Jake, because he know Jake is about to
that
get that
word.
position of authority very soon.
Give me that word.
Sirach chapter 10 and verse 9. Why is earth and ashes proud? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man. For such as one setteth his own soul to sale, because while he liveth, he casteth away his vows.
Yep.
Like, Jacob sell out, all right, to gain, prominence in this world. But that's going to be, unfruitful for you because the Lord's going to kill you for that. You want to get accepted from the white man so bad that you'll sell your soul for it, and you don't deserve your spirit. Then the Lord's just going to take it from you.
Yes.
Go ahead.
The physician cutteth off a long disease.
And that physician is your Yahushua.
That's
And
right.
he's going to come and bring healing unto the world because this devil, he has polluted and destroyed everything.
Yep. Hosea 6 and 1.
Yep. Go ahead.
And he that is today a king, tomorrow shall die.
And that's the point.
Yep.
And that's what they're afraid of. That's why they hate seeing Jake waking up because they know that when they see Jake rise up, that's their ass.
That's it.
All right? We're going to put you in fucking chains and we're going to show you on how to whoop a slave, man.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to show you on how to run a kingdom, man.
That's right.
And we're going to show you what true terror looks like.
Yeah,
All right? Because all the shit that you've done to us, all the shit that we was bringing out and that, you can look up for yourself, that ain't shit compared to what we're going to do to you in the kingdom. Because guess what? We're going to be able to do that and more, because we're gonna have spiritual power.
I got a quick precept. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 33, verse 18, just backing you up. It says, "Thy heart shall meditate terror." Isaiah 33:18, "Thy heart shall meditate terror."
That's right.
Where there, it's like, where's the scribe? Where's the receiver? Where is he that counteth the towers?
Yeah. Hey, like I said, our heart is gonna meditate terror. We can't wait till Lord give us that power to do His will over you Edomites and you heathen.
So we just read in Micah 2:1, right? They meditate upon this evil upon their beds, man. And Jake is a very loving people, man. When you take Jake there, Jake really gonna take it there with you. When you get Jake to that point where they hate you and they got anger towards you,
And they know that. That's why you have Edomites pretty much, say that, look, if there was ever a race war, hey, I'm with y'all guys. Because they're afraid.
mm-hmm.
So how much more when Jake get in their right mind? Fuck fighting with guns.
Yes.
Because you only get so many bullets. Jake, you only got 2 hands. So fuck a gun, man. Wait till we get that spiritual power on your white ass, great ass, whatever you want to call you, man.
shit, all of the heathen, man. All 17 nations that had a part in our destruction, man.
Yeah,
They all gonna get lit up.
The age of you heathen talking and treating us any such way you feel like, your time coming, man.
Yep.
Psalms 83 is a real verse.
And if I may add, Jake is better, does everything better than Esau either.
Oh yeah.
So, just like how they whipped us and, man, we get in the kingdom.
Jake gonna be,
You call it shine for a reason. We're gonna let it shine.
Jake gonna be having antics and shit when they hit the lap.
Yeah, he gonna be back.
This shit gonna have an explosion. Boom!
Like finishing Jake gonna jump up in space, come back down.
They gonna be like the Dragon Ball Z when they fight.
Hey, look, hey,
Had a whip coming through the back.
gonna have one of the heathen in the background painting it. Better make sure this shit crispy.
Made a fire and shit. Hey,
That shit is a moron. Hey, brother, you did that last night.
Right.
hey, but that's what we said, man. We gonna, hey, just wait. We get that power, man. So until then, hey, y'all can talk as much shit. Y'all can do whatever. Have at it. Because, like I said,
Every
we're
other
waiting on
word.
the Lord, man.
It's already written.
Yeah. So with that, Lord willing, man, this lesson was edifying. All right, we're going to close it out by giving all honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh.
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash.
Double honors to our apostles and elders, the great millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And peace and salutation to the elect. Until next time, we say shalom.
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 Shalom. Shalom. Shalom. You doing fire. Come on, the water, brother.